Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm with Adamo for the match review of the Atalanta-AC Milan match that just finished moments ago at the Stadio Atleti-Azzurri. Of course, a great win for Milan to end off the season 3-1, something that we should have been doing all season round really. But today we finally got the win to end it off on a high note. 3-1, goals coming in from Pazzini on a penalty shot and a brace from Bonaventura, who, for much respect of Atalanta, of course, used to play there, did not celebrate his goals. So, it's a win of the season. What did you make of our performance as a whole? As I said, really nothing to play for in this match. But in the end of the day, we wanted to end on a high note. We wanted to end with something positive at the end of the season, rather than all the negativity that we saw all season round. And what do you think of the match in general today?
Well, overall, it was a weird match. Some weird goals going in, especially Bonaventura's. Some I don't know what was going on in those goals. One came off the post, and defenders were sliding around. And, I don't know, it was just a huge mess, but he got the job done. That's all that matters. A big 3-1 win. Obviously, my prediction jinxing at its finest. Against Torino, we won 3-0. When I said we lose, they against Atalanta said we lose. 3-1 win. So I'll take it. I'll take it. Better than losing, no doubt. Obviously, everybody knows that I went on a rant on Twitter about this youth not getting any chances to play. Because really, it was pretty ridiculous. I understand some people are saying, we need the morale for next season. Like, yeah, it's good to get the win, but really, if we're gonna get a new coach and all this stuff is gonna happen in a couple months from now when the Serie A starts up again, morale is going to be completely changed. It's going to be all fresh. Hopefully, I'm hoping, obviously. But just the fact that it took 83 minutes and a 3-1 lead over Atalanta to see one youth player actually get any game time it's just ridiculous, because I expected youth players to be starting this match. When you see teams like, okay, let's say Chelsea's in a completely different situation because they won the league. But any team in any league, anywhere, when it's your last match, or if your the table's not going to be altered by a win or loss, they always play at least 2 to 3 youth players every time. Even Juventus, they never have played their strongest team ever since they won the league. Giving players like Coleman crucial game time, and not many people really know how much of an impact that game time makes. They think, oh well, if let's say like Poli, for example, it doesn't make a big difference to him, why would it make a difference to a young player? Well, these players are 16, 17, 18, 19, and they don't expect to really get this call up. They just they got picked up by the AC Milan Youth Academy, and they're just playing around. When you get that call up, that's a professional debut. That's a completely different story. It's a huge boost, not only mentally but also skill-wise, because it gets your feet wet in the league. But overall, to summarize it, even though I just went on a mini rant right there, it was a good game, 3-1 win, better than a loss.
Yeah, well said there. And of course, pretty sure you said it several times, you want to see these youth players to start. We only saw them in the 83rd and, of course, the 89th minute, where Calabria and Dimo Feta came in for really a short cameo. But other than that, the team played pretty well in general. Some players stood out, such as Bonaventura with his brace. But a real player that I want to talk about, and of course, Adamo, you kind of mentioned it on Twitter as well, was El Shaarawy, because today he came back, and you can just see with his flair, he can really set the tone for Milan, especially going forward. And also, I think that we saw some flashbacks, some deja vu of what we saw 2 years ago with El Shaarawy when he was tracking back and defensively as well, when defense really was either caught out or just not in position. He came back, did the job on the flank, and overall, that we need from El Shaarawy. He has a great work rate. If he could put it to use and not get tired in time, then that is great for us, because that is exactly what we need. Like El Shaarawy doing the work, and we definitely missed it all around. Even though he didn't score today, you can just see that work ethic that he put in each game, and with his brace really coming in against Torino last week, really showed that he still has something to offer to this Milan team. And I do hope that we do keep him at least to see he could stay another healthy season, hopefully next year, where he could definitely do some good for the team. Other than that, Pazzini, of course, scoring from the penalty shot. He rarely misses from there. Other than that, players some very good performances. I mean, Abbiati is another guy that he did have a good performance against Torino as well. And at his age, people are still a bit skeptic about whether he's a player that keeper that could still play at the elite football at that level. Serie A. I think he still could, and he's made some great saves today for Milan. But in general, he's always a great backup to have. I don't know if he's going to be there next year or not, but Abbiati is always a great backup, and as the goalkeepers get better as they get older, and I guess that is the case for Abbiati overall. But now, Adamo, I wanted to speak about some players from Atalanta because we've been linked to several players actually from them. I'm speaking about Basili and, of course, Zappacosta. Basili getting a goal actually today with a beautiful cross. If I'm not mistaken, it was from Morales there in Atalanta. But other than that, he's not a player that really scores a lot. But how about Zappacosta and his work ethic as well? Will it do good for Milan, or you think just because he plays in Atalanta, he's not someone that we should go for?
Well, I mean, if we could actually get a player like Zappacosta, especially because these players from teams like Atalanta and the Serie A, they don't really ask for ridiculous prices like 30 million just for a fullback. It's if we could get Zappacosta, as I said, it would be fantastic, no doubt, because Abate, obviously he's not that young. He's not old, but he's not that young either, and he's very, very inconsistent. He's more of a player to come off the bench when you need some pace, or probably start elsewhere for a mid-table club. But at this very moment, when Milan is in this tragic state, a player like Abate can't do too well unless Milan go back to glory days. And like we saw a couple years ago, Abate was actually a very, very good player because he was surrounded by other good players, and Milan were playing well. But that's not the case right now. So if we could get Zappacosta, I would love to have him. He's a fantastic player, very versatile, can play practically anywhere on the wing, right back, right mid, right wing, anywhere you ask him. Very box to box in the sense that he has the pace, he has the defending, he has the passing. He can shoot if he has to. He can pretty much do it all. We saw it today. His positioning and his work rate was fantastic. So I think if you could have players like De Sciglio on one side and Zappacosta on the other, and also to add with El Shaarawy, a big reason why we saw De Sciglio was performing at such a high level a few years ago. We had El Shaarawy on one wing and De Sciglio on the same wing. And with El Shaarawy's work rate that you mentioned, whenever De Sciglio would make a mistake, El Shaarawy could always cover for it. So if we had De Sciglio at left back, Zappacosta right back, that would be very, very ideal for Milan and a good way heading into the future.
Yeah, well said. And you can see Zappacosta making some very good movements as well in a team like Atalanta. As I said, a team that ended in 17th place really this season, and you still got players where they could somehow demonstrate their talent even in tough matches. Like, this is great. I mean, if we could get him for the right price tag, by all means we should go for him. I mean, no doubt he's a player that is pretty much Milan worthy. I think he could do great things at Milan, along with other players as Basili. Now, of course, this was pretty much Inzaghi's last matchup. At least Berlusconi and Galliani come out of the blue and they reconfirm Inzaghi for the next season. Very unlikely. You never know with Milan. Always you gotta expect it. But yeah, chances are we won't be seeing Inzaghi. This is pretty much last game. Now, we won't be making any further comments on that matter. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things, and we will cover everything in there. And position this, depending on Torino's match tomorrow, if they win or not against Cesena. But other than that, it's not a good season for Milan, and definitely not for us fans. New players, better players, and hopefully we'll get rid of some dead weight. On that note, guys, I will all of you for tuning in all season round. Really, it's been a pleasure doing this for you guys, even though, as I said before, we have been suffering all season round with results. And, you know, it's been very tough to make videos, especially because for a lot, big them, but we stay true to you guys. We kept making videos. We love all you guys for coming and watching, for commenting, leaving feedback, whether it was on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and all our social media networks. Really means a lot, and we'll definitely be back next season to continue it. And of course, once again, big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV, because this summer, of course, we'll be really making lots of videos, including discussions. As I mentioned before, the season review, transfer rumors. We'll be having a weekly transfer rumor recap just to keep you updated with what's going on with the whole situation. So make sure to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything AC Milan, especially during the long summer where there's just so many news and rumors and so forth. So make sure to do that. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. You know what to do. Search Rossoneri TV. Follow us there. And on that note, Adamo, if you have something to say to the fans, go right ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, not the best of seasons, as you said. But yeah, thank you for watching. Honestly, it's been an honor to have the opportunity to do things like this for you guys. Obviously, any entertainment that we could provide is obviously good entertainment. So hopefully in the future we can continue to improve and grow as a channel and give more and more videos to you guys, because without you guys we wouldn't be able to grow. So we also have to thank you guys for that, and be sure to stay tuned because we have plenty of videos planned out. Some very, very big events happening this summer, and obviously the season review should be a very, very big show. Should be fun and entertaining to watch. Stay tuned for that, and yeah, thanks.
You heard the man, guys. Thank you once again. And of course, I hope you guys all enjoyed the videos all season round. And on that note, we'll be seeing you next week for the season review and for all the other videos coming. And once again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and so forth. And as usual, Forza Milan.